Does Kanye have a devious reason to support Diddy at his trial? What up, words? Boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership gang. Listen, you know on this side, there ain't no love for Kanye West. I'm just going to be honest. If you watch me for any period of time, a couple weeks, it don't take you that long to understand. I'm not a Kanye West fan by no stretch of the imagination. I'm just going to be honest. At this point, there's no reason to be a Diddy fan. You know what I'm saying? Whether he come home, don't come home, it is what it is. I'm not a Diddy fan either. Right? So at this point, all we can do is just watch and see what happens to these two degenerates, right? Deviants, sexually and otherwise, right? Diddy's a menace. Kanye wants to be a menace, but he's too damn scary. But at the same time, there's something going on with Kanye going over to Diddy's trial, especially at this specific moment when they got a Jane Doe on the stand that's saying she went to an iconic rapper's freak off. They put she said herself, freak off. And told Diddy, and Diddy got highly upset and highly offended. I want to talk about this because I'm like, why is Kanye, he's been saying for weeks, free Diddy, this, that, and the third, but why is he popping up now with his wife in tow, who's another? I'm just going to be honest, and I have to say this. His wife is a legit weirdo. She don't speak. She don't say nothing. She wear what he's telling her to wear. I'm just going to be honest, something's weird over there because wasn't she supposed to be leaving this dude like a month ago, 2 months ago? Now she's showing up in court with a raincoat on, God knows what's under there, right? Here we go with the nonsense. So all this stuff is weird or highly weird, right? Weirdo behavior. I'm just going to be honest. No disrespect, but that chick moves is just as weird as Kanye. And Kanye is the #1 king weirdagon, okay? But let me keep this moving. So Kanye went to see your boy Diddy, right? Okay, people getting into the court, yada, yada, whatever's going on, whatever. Kanye had his all white on. First, I want to get into just the cover story, the surface level. I want to read the TMZ article so just so we can place Ye at the scene, right? At the scene of the courtroom, and we can dig there because I think something's deeper going on and I want to get there. But let me get there, okay? Ye and Bianca dressed to the nines in a New York state of mind. Going back to Diddy. Kanye West, one of Sean Diddy Combs' only remaining celeb supporters. That's gang. Nobody saying free Diddy. 50 got the free Diddy shirts, but that's in tongue in cheek. He is not on Diddy's side. He's sitting there making very, very heinous comments to keep the man in there. He's trying to get Trump, even if Trump wanted to give him a pardon. Diddy's already, 50's already lining it up like, nah, do you remember what he said, Donald? He said some real crazy stuff about you. So yeah, 50's making sure ain't no pardon. So 50 definitely ain't one of his supporters. Let me continue. Ye's the only one left. Ye and his wife Bianca left an event Thursday evening in the Big Apple. He was rocking white denim from head to toe while the missus was back in black in a matching trench coat and stiletto-heeled boots. Normally he's dressed more casually and she's, well, nearly naked. Weird shit, gang. Who want to walk their wife around naked everywhere they go? It don't make no sense. We were told they had attended a graduation ceremony, hence the upgraded fits. She probably had to dress up because she couldn't go to graduation. That's the only reason she probably had clothes on. Now, the fact that they're in New York City adds to the anticipation that they could show up to support Diddy on the 23rd day of his sex trafficking and racketeering criminal trial. Ye's talked to a Diddy's son, King Combs, about going to the courthouse. So he did end up going. This article must be before he actually set foot in there. But he did end up going, and let me pull this other article up about he went there for a short period of time, just so we can be on the same page. Kanye West showed up to Diddy's trial in New York. On Friday, Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, now going by Ye. Ye, he changed his name to Ye, 2 Ye's. This guy is a certified goofball, gang. Just a bonehead, man. Now he's 2 Ye. How dumb. You went to court and changed your name to Ye. Who's going to call you the Ice Cube? Let me keep this moving. Made an appearance at Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking trial in Manhattan, per the New York Times. The disgraced rapper, they call him disgrace, he is disgraced, arrived mid-morning wearing sunglasses and an all-white ensemble and was accompanied by Diddy's 27-year-old son, Christian King Combs. A source told CNN this week that Ye is helping King with his music. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, gang. King, listen, from me to you, don't do it. Don't do it. You're going to end up like Lil Wayne out here with Wyclef helping him with his music. And they're going to be calling your album, they're going to be saying a 2.9. I give it a 2.9. Pitchfork's official review number for Lil Wayne's album has become 2.9. So don't do it, gang. Let me keep this moving. According to multiple outlets, Ye was greeted with applause and cheers upon his arrival. Who are these weirdos cheering for this guy? It's weird, but see, if you're in front of the thing for Diddy, then you're already weird. I'm just gonna be honest. If you're in the front of the courthouse supporting Diddy, you're already an official weirdo. So of course you're gonna cheer when Kanye rolls up. Let me keep this moving. He then confirmed to a reporter that he was there in support of Diddy and apparently left about 30 minutes late. He only stayed for half an hour. How much support is that? I don't know, man. Let me keep this going. This week marks the 5th week of the Diddy trial as the producer/mogul defends himself against allegations that he abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. So he did do all of that. All of that has been proven. I don't know if any of those are law breaking, abuse and threats, coerce women. But his sexual desires, I don't know. Protect his reputation and conceal his conduct. All of that's bad. I'm going to be honest. All that's bad. He faces 15 years to life in prison on charges of drug trafficking and racketeering. And they doing, it's touch and go right now, gang. They got a lot of evidence on him. A lot of it is about him being a freak. And some of it is about him blowing up cars and just doing some heinous things. So no matter how you look at it, it's going to be a real tough sled for Diddy not to do 10 years. I'm just going to be honest. It's going to be real tough, but let me keep this moving. But none of that seems to matter to his longtime friend Ye, who has repeatedly called upon President Trump to free my brother Puff. Ye has experienced his own public downfall over the past several years after releasing swastika-laden merchandise and hanging around the Tate brothers. So wasn't Kanye West a few years ago before this trial saying that Diddy was a snitch and a federal agent, and he was basically out here just covering his ass by keeping feds around him and telling on other people? He pretty much called Diddy a rat, right? But he's a longtime friend. Yeah, okay. Per TMZ, Ye and his wife Bianca Censori were spotted leaving an event on Thursday evening in New York, though Censori seemingly did not accompany him to the courthouse on Friday. Oh, so she wasn't at the courthouse. Okay. There had been tabloid. She was there the day before, apparently, and I guess she didn't go into the court. There had been tabloid speculation that the controversial couple were headed for divorce, though they seem to be just fine at the moment. She probably scared to leave this dude at this point, and there's so much money on the line, and she probably ain't lined up that. She probably still got that prenup to try to figure out how to get out of. At the very least, I can't imagine this is the last we'll see of Ye in New York this weekend. So at the end of the day, right, all of that's good, but I find it kind of funny, and it hit me. I'm like, gang, why is he going there right now when the Jane Doe is on the stand, the Daphne, well, no, let me start that over. The Jane Doe who they are assuming or speculating, because no one knows who this girl is that is Jane Doe, that's Diddy's ex-girlfriend. But there's speculation across the board online that it's 50 Cent's ex, right? And I want to read this other article because there's more information. And to me, it's like, she's saying that there's a rapper out there that she went to the freak off and pissed Diddy off tremendously. And I'm thinking, what other low-key iconic rapper could piss Diddy off and that would actually have a freak off? And if you don't see that that Kanye West is the kind of guy that would do the same thing as Diddy and try to do it, updo him and do him and outdo him, and if Diddy having a white party, he gonna have a pink party and try to do it better, it's Kanye West. He would actually try to go toe for toe. First of all, he's mad competitive. Second of all, he's mad freaky. He probably he haven't said it outright yet because he knows it's a lot of shit I can say, but I can't tell everybody yet about them freak offs, my own personal freak offs. But if this chick went there and told Diddy, yeah, he would get mad. So I'm like, let me try to piece some little this is a strange timing for him to pop up soon as at the same time with this girl's on the stand. But let me keep this moving. Diddy's ex-girlfriend. This is a story on Vibe online. Diddy's ex-girlfriend shares a story about separate freak offs with an unidentified icon rapper in a hotel. Sean Diddy Combs' former girlfriend, testing under the pseudonym Jane Doe, has completed 6 days on the witness stand describing their past relationship as manipulation, sexual coercion, and violent behavior during their 3.5 years together. And yes, Diddy, the violent behavior is the part where you can get in trouble. The beating and all of the pushing and shoving and manipulating, yes, those can be used against you in court, my guy. Let me keep this moving. The latest details in her testimony amid its federal sex trafficking and racketeering case zoomed in on a night in January 2024. That was only last year, King. Jane recounted how she ended up in a Las Vegas hotel suite after traveling on a private jet owned by another famous rapper. Another famous rapper with a jet, and ain't that many of them. It's a few that own the jet, not rent the jet, own the jet. See, I'm not as good at these stuff we're doing with these rappers got going on as some of these other people. It's these people that know exactly where Drake house is and all this and that, and they know that Kendrick was in an apartment in Brooklyn by himself. See, I don't follow all this stuff, but somebody out there knows what rapper has a jet. They know what rapper was in Las Vegas in January 2024 with that jet. They know a lot more than me and can figure this stuff out real easy. Right? A lot of this stuff she's saying can be figured out by somebody who already does this for a living, who thinks about this stuff 24/7. Though his name was not disclosed to the public, Diddy's attorney, Tenny Garagos, referred to him as an icon in the music industry. Ain't that many of them that we can tie to this situation. Ain't that many of them. The trip, according to Jane, was to celebrate the rapper's girlfriend or wife's birthday. It had nothing to do with Diddy. So right there, some super sleuth could figure out whose wife or girlfriend has a birthday in January. Ain't that hard? I'm not going to do all that. I'll let somebody else do that, and they'll tell me what's going on, because I don't care enough. But this is a conversation we're having. Whom she had temporarily broken up with from following Cassie Ventura's 2023 bombshell lawsuit. So they had issues after Cassie's lawsuit. So it's a lot. Listen, it's a lot going on, gang. They scrambling, gang. So she actually was she really was testing the waters. I'm going to be honest. You're going to another rapper's thing knowing you with Diddy. You're going to another rapper's thing after Cassie Ventura comes up with the lawsuit. I think you're like kind of seeing what you're testing the waters to see what else is out there in case Diddy go down. That's just my opinion, gang. I'm just going to be honest. Per her testimony, what was meant to be a celebratory evening took a turn when she recognized a male escort Diddy had previously hired for so-called hotel nights, which were described as drug-fueled sexual encounters involving multiple people. So I don't want to hear none of these male escorts up there crying on the stand talking about this, that, and the third. It seemed like they was getting a nice size bag to go to all these freak offs. So they know everything about everything. So we're not going to do that and act like you was not a willing participant, gang. I think you kind of in it, gang. This your lifestyle at this point. You had two different rappers, freak offs. Yeah, this your lifestyle, gang. Jane testified that the escort was already performing sex acts in the room. Man, these people are wild, gang. First of all, I can't even be at nothing like this. This is too much. I'm just sorry. Maybe I'm just, I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't be at this kind of stuff. I don't want to walk in a room and they doing this. I don't want to see this. I don't want to be a part of no shit like this. It's weird, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I get everybody got their own thing and whatever, and I guess in a controlled environment, but this is people that don't, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, it's just a little much, gang. I'm just going to be honest. Especially with famous people that this stuff could literally, like it right now, it's out here now, right? If this was regular people, we never would hear all this. But you're going in a room full of famous rappers and this, that, and the third. Now it's out. And it's not going to take nobody a whole lot of thought to figure out who is who in these situations. This is just a little much for me, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I'm just a dad, man. Happy Father's Day. I don't know about all this. It's just weird, gang. I'm just going to keep this pushing. Though she says she stayed only 20 minutes, her presence at another freak-off was used in the defense's case as pivotal information. Garagos used the incident to push the narrative that Jane and other women in Diddy's life were not victims of trafficking, but willing participants in an alternative sexual lifestyle. Listen, I don't know. But if you at this one and then you at that one, you kind of know you kind of in the mix yourself. I'm just going to be honest. Okay? If you at this freak off and you at that freak off and you doing this, that, and the third, you kind of like what you're in. Just going to be honest. Let me keep this moving. How could you go to another man's freak off? Diddy allegedly texted Jane after finding out that she had been there. I can't believe you went outside of us. This guy is demented, gang. Jane admitted to dancing in the hotel room and flashing her breast briefly. She likes this, gang. Whoever this person is likes this. You went in there, you saw what was going on, and you're dancing, probably high or something, flashing the boobs. You got to understand what you're dealing with. Whoever this is, who Jane Doe is, she's in this, okay? Let me keep this moving. But said she was caught off guard by the party's freak-off tone. She testified that she believed the unidentified rapper and his partner were trying to recruit her for more sexual activity. She said more sexual activity. Asking if she knew anybody else in the lifestyle. See, this sounds like a rapper that's competing with Diddy, and he's trying to poach. Like they say, like, you know how people have a housekeeper and say, I want to poach his housekeeper. Like he's trying to poach his sex man. Like whoever's got going on, like what's his name? Josh? Can you give me Josh's number? Like, gang, this is weird stuff I'm telling you right now. They want to interchange and switch in between the same people. I'm telling you, this is out there, gang. Diddy had a consensual dynamic built around kinky sex, not sex trafficking. Reportedly, a tense courtroom debate took place over whether the icon rapper should be publicly named. And here is Kanye West popping up at the trial. You tell me if he's not there. Now, when people burn a house down, usually when it's a crowd gathering around at the burning house, one of them people in that crowd is the person who burnt the house. When somebody get murdered and a crowd gathers on the street, somebody on that street is the killer that double back to see what's going on. I'm just going to be honest. So Ye doubled back to peek in that courtroom. He only stayed 30 minutes. Probably wasn't nothing going on that he could decipher. I don't know if he thought he was going to hear what he wanted to hear in 30 minutes, but then he got up and bounced. That's a dude watching the fire that he helped start, trying to see if they know what they know and don't know. I'm just going to be honest. I've been saying for months, Kanye's on one of them tapes, if not more. And now with this new information, I think Ye was competing with Diddy for these free calls, trying to outdo him. I'm just going to be honest. Now he's the only one yelling free Ye, free Diddy, because if you free Diddy, then it's not that big of a deal no more. If Diddy goes down for 20 years, then it's a problem. Who is the other rapper doing free calls? Because his ass a freaky ass nigga too. So Ye trying to soften the blow. And he's softening Trump up so he can pardon this guy. We can get back to regular life. It's just my opinion. Let me keep this moving. Prosecutors warned that naming the rapper would only increase intimidation on Jane's end. The judge ultimately ruled against naming the rapper in court. You ain't gonna name that rapper, gang. It's too much money online. Because you name that rapper, then you dragging down a whole nother list of people. Once that rapper name come out, then there's 15 more names. Oh, this guy? Well, he hangs with him, da-da-da. There's gonna be a lot of billionaires that got pictures with that iconic rapper that don't want to be named either. It's a lot of money that's gonna go tumbling down the drain. So they're not gonna name this rapper. Not yet. Not yet. They know who the rapper is, but you won't. Let me keep this moving. Earlier in her testimony, Jane told jurors that her introduction to Diddy's debauchery left her feeling pressured and emotionally trapped. She described her first hotel night as something she agreed in order to please him. And that's the thing. Diddy's manipulating these people into doing this stuff, and he's making you feel like if you love me, right? It's just like, oh, it's us and then we and da-da-da. He's not, it's not him and you, it's you and him. So he do what he want to do, but you got to do what he want to do. And he manipulated you to do this, that, and the third. However, she found herself opening Pandora's box of frequent group encounters that she didn't truly consent to. That's because this guy is a deviant. He can't get enough. There's never enough for this guy. I'm sitting there thinking, I was like, yo, how does this guy, with all these different women saying, I'm at these, doing these freak offs, da, da, da. I'm like, this dude, how he's able to have the energy to constantly, at all times, every other day, he's doing it. I'm like, how did he make a living? How you making money? I get it that he's supposed to be rich, but at the end of the day, you buying all this baby oil, you got all these apartments, all these hotels, you flying on these jets, da da da. At some point, you got to make a living too. It seems like this guy's doing nothing but freaking. Like, yo, gang. Like, yo, like, you got to simmer down. You got kids. You know what I'm saying? You got your mom. You got mad shit you could be doing other than this. It seems like every single time you hear these people on the stand, it was more and more and more. It's never enough. This guy can't be, he's insatiable. He's insatiable. Let me keep this going. Much like Cassie's testimony, Jane also alleged acts of physical abuse. She testified that in June 2024, Diddy violently attacked her, busting through doors, beating and choking her until she was forced to cover up her injuries with makeup to prepare for an unwanted encounter with a male escort. Damn, Diddy's awful. Diddy's awful, gang. He's trash. Diddy's trash. And I don't care how this girl liked the lifestyle or whatever. Diddy make you hate it and hate yourself because you're not going to do it for your own amusement at some point. Some point, it's going to be when you don't want to do it. He's bringing in 3 guys, 4 guys. Yo, let's get it in, da-da-da. And he's manipulating you, and he's using things against you. And you know these people, they like the money that he comes with. So now he's showering you with money and gifts, but you need to do what I say. Then he want to hit you and punch you. This guy Diddy going to need to sit down for a while, gang. I'm just going to be honest. I know some of you still like, Diddy getting framed? Hey, listen, they still telling me now to this day, people that I know, like, Diddy got framed. Yo, they only coming out to him because he's black. They don't want a black man to come home. All that is true and all that is whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, Diddy might need to just sit down anyway. Just sit down for a little bit. Just sit down for a little bit. Just think about it. Think about it. Right now, Diddy only really did like a year, right? He did like, is it a year? Just give or take, like da-da-da. I don't know how much he could have really learned yet. Diddy might get back out here on the street, and in 3 months, he might be a menace again, kicking down doors, blowing up cars. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, this dude really might need to just sit down. I know it's scary, and he don't got his 4 men to put the blackness or the darkness back in his beard and his grays coming out, da-da-da. But Diddy might need to just sit down, gang, and calm down. Diddy is really in a bad place. He's demonic at this point. He's very inhumane to these people. And he's an abuser. And he might need to just sit down. I know some of you guys don't agree, but he just needs to sit down for a little while. Sit down for a year or 2 or more. Whatever happens, you made this bed, so lay in it. Let me keep this moving. Diddy violently attacked her, busting through doors, beating and choking her until she was forced to cover up her injuries with makeup to prepare for an unwanted encounter with a male escort. Jane said Diddy regularly threatened to withhold financial support if she didn't comply with his demands for hotel nights. I felt like a whore. I'm not a trained actress, she reportedly said. When asked to describe his demeanor during their final violent altercation, she said he was evil. And when asked to compare her strength to his, she said, I can't compare my strength to his. Diddy might need to just sit down, gang, and I know some of you are big supporters of his. I hear a lot of people say all the time, I became who I am because of Diddy. Diddy taught me a lot of things. I really respect what he done professionally in his career. I pattern my career after him. A lot of people look up to Diddy. A lot of people are quiet about still really wanting him out because they still feel that he is innocent, right, or being framed or some kind of way. They feel like he still can benefit society, and they still think they can learn from him and things of that nature. You can't learn from Diddy right now. Diddy's deceiving you, just like he's deceiving everybody else. Diddy's a menace and a monster. He needs to sit down for a while and just sit and think, right? He needs to just sit and think, get his thoughts together. Just stay out of. He doesn't need to be rich for a while. I just need to be a dude in the prison for a while. And I told you all the time, I don't agree with prison. I don't wish nobody in prison except the really, really, really bad people that really, really deserve it. But for the most part, I do not agree with the prison system. But at the same time, right, I'm going to say it again, I don't agree with, before I get my comments, yo, you wishing the man to go to prison, da, da, da. No, what I'm saying is, Diddy has done enough to earn some downtime in there, okay? He needs some downtime. Some of this stuff is so cruel and inhumane that Diddy going to have to come to the front and repent for this. Remember the video, I hit rock bottom, da-da-da. Well, yeah, you ain't hit rock bottom yet. You saying you hit rock bottom. This nigga was on an island. When he did that video talking about I hit rock bottom, this nigga was on vacation at an island. Wherever he was at, it wasn't no prison, y'all, I can tell you that. Birds chirping in the background. You saw palm trees, this and that. So whatever island or property he was on was a beautiful location. He's like, I hit rock bottom. That was the worst time of my life. He pitying himself. The video came out of him beating Cassie, and he pitying himself. Oh man, I was lower than low. No, you didn't even apologize to the girl. Like, come on, gang. I'm gonna leave it at that. CLBMG. Let me know what you think. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. They ship all over the intercontinental U.S. Also, every Wednesday night, 9:15, we go live on the What Show. 8 different social media platforms. We talk about Diddy. We talk about Kendrick, Drake. We talk a lot of hip hop, a lot of sports. We just have a good time. Come through. Let us know what you think. All right, I'm gonna catch you on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine. Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.